2024 is our final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media. We will evict Joe Biden, crooked as you can be. Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. We will evict him from the White House, and we will finish the job once and for all. We will make America great again.
That's Donald Trump with no makeup, looking extra desperate, talking about the final battle for MAGA. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. Donald Trump acting extra desperate, made video after video after video of himself, posted on his social media platform. Here's Skyla Heinen. She posted a great kind of montage. She went through Donald Trump's timeline, has it recorded, and shows you what he did over the course of a very short period of this. All happened yesterday. Post. Watch this, and we got to talk about it. And we got to talk about what is happening to Donald Trump in the courts in Iowa, in New Hampshire, more broadly, that is completely and utterly making him melt down. Here, watch this clip.
The stakes in this, Joe Biden, no radical left. Hello, Iowa patriots. This is 2024 is our crooked Joe Biden is a very special Kim Reynolds of Iowa has gone from a popular. Why doesn't the total implosion? Wow, fake news, CNN. This is very interesting. Wow, my poll numbers continue to. Our country is under the. Fox News gave up on Ron. Massive.
So here's the thing, and I've been following this data. If you were to think about, I don't know, in a contested primary, how would someone like President Obama do in Iowa or New Hampshire? You'd expect them to be over 65, 70, 75% as an incumbent, for example, who would go back and run again. Donald Trump in these states looks very vulnerable, and he's showing signs of weaknesses. And I've been seeing whether it's Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie. Chris Christie, I talk about sometimes here and show more of his videos. I think he does a good job calling out Donald Trump, but that's about it. Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis really can't say anything positive about them other than, I don't know, they're not Donald Trump, although they are species of MAGA Trumpism, but they see weakness. They see blood in the water. It's obvious. And you're starting to see some endorsements from leaders, not just Kim Reynolds, the former or the governor of Iowa, not just former top political leaders in the state. What you're seeing is people coalesce against Donald Trump's opponents, and his decision not to debate, his decision just to avoid all of that, seems to be backfiring. And again, I think the media is sleeping on this. I think Donald Trump could be getting punched in the gut in Iowa and New Hampshire. I think he's in for a surprise in at least one or two of those states. I mean, look, my predictions before have been pretty, I would say, decent in certain things. And I just see the momentum not on his side. I mean, look, he gave a speech in Iowa, I won't show it again, where he started saying all of these depraved things in the high school in Fort Dodge. And there's a lot of people who said to me, but some people who wanted to defend him say he was just talking about things that he was accused of. I mean, in 2016, but like, what kind of leader goes up there in 2023 and brings up like depraved things? And I don't want to say it again. It's so utterly disgusting. And then the whole day today, he's up there posting these videos of himself. Here's a great thing that the Biden-Harris HQ made that really goes to tell you, like, this is what Donald Trump would do. This is what Donald Trump's 2025 America is. Here, pull this up. National abortion ban, Muslim ban, family separation, mass detention camps, tax cuts for the ultra wealthy, replace civil servants with MAGA loyalists, guns in classrooms, order prosecution of political opponents, pardon January 6th insurrectionists. And we're all aware, I talk about this before, but it's important that we not forget, for example, that he goes out and sings songs with the January 6th insurrectionists, the most dangerous insurrectionists who are in prison. Donald Trump sings songs with, he releases it on Apple, and then he brags that it gets more views than Miley Cyrus, who he calls Molly Cyrus, and Taylor Swift. It's some horrifically embarrassing stuff right here. Here, play that clip.
And they asked me whether or not I would partake and do the beautiful words, and I said yes, I would. And you saw the spirit. The spirit was incredible. And when that came out, it went to the #1 song. It was beating everybody. It beat Taylor Swift. It beat Miley Cyrus, who was #1 and 2. They were #1 and 2. We knocked them off for a long time.
And that's what he does at all of his speeches. By the way, bragging that the Taliban calls him Your Excellency. Play this clip.
And he said, "May I ask you a question, Your Excellency?" He called me Your Excellency. I wonder if he calls Biden Your Excellency. I don't think so. He said,
What? And look, I think people in Iowa and New Hampshire, and I think voters, again, I could be wrong here. I could be wrong. I just see with the endorsement by Kim Reynolds of DeSantis, some of the momentum Nikki Haley's picking up again, both people who shouldn't be anywhere near the White House, but I think they're giving Trump a run for his money. Also, Donald Trump in his own mind invented this whole world where he was going to get all of these cases dismissed. By filing all of these appeals, he was going to get all of these dates moved. He was going to do the normal Trump shtick, the normal Trump routine, right? Where he bullies his way through. But that may work with Judge Eileen Cannon in the Southern District of Florida. But that ain't working with Judge Tanya Chutkin in Washington, D.C. That ain't working with Judge Engoron. And, Donald Trump can do his bullying tactics and post the photo of the law clerk of Judge Engoron, which is horrific. But that case is still going forward. And he's like, shocked. How is this case still happening? I thought we were going to derail it. Because in his malignant narcissistic mind, he thinks that he can tweet his way or truth dumb social his way out of it. I mean, look, this is his post where he calls Judge Engoron a psycho judge. A rigged trial going on against me by a corrupt New York State judge, attorney general, and the out-of-control judge. They brought values down to a fraction of what they really are worth, like Mar-a-Lago, and then called me a fraud. They are the fraudsters, and the whole system is corrupt. I didn't even include one of my most valuable assets, brand value, blah, 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 wine. You did include presidential premiums and brand value. You did. That's part of what the case is. That's what the judge found. The judge didn't make that up. Regarding Mar-a-Lago, the judge isn't an appraiser. The judge is just looking at what your appraiser said. He's looking at what the Trump organization said. The Trump organization said Mar-a-Lago is valued at less than $27 million to pay less property taxes. Look, I think that there's a world where if Mar-a-Lago was a residential property, sure. You want to say it's worth $150 or $250 million? Fine. If it was a residential property, but it's not. It's a commercial club, which you made that. You executed a deed to have it that way. Why? So you could go to the tax assessor in Florida and you could say, hey, this is a commercial property, not a residential property. I shouldn't have to pay taxes on $1.5 billion. First up, it's not 1.5. You want to say it was 250, but you want to say it's 1.5 billion for purposes of this case? Fine. Then pay property taxes on 1.5 billion. What are property taxes in Florida? About 1%? Okay. So for a decade, go back, do the math, 1%, 150 million. Do that for 10 years and you could write that check. Right? Write that check. No, but you don't want to do that because you're the reason why it was devalued. Okay. And here's the thing. Mar-a-Lago, I'm sure it's old, but sure. You want to say it's a nice property, nice property. You live in a big triplex, okay? We all don't live in triplexes that are thousands of square feet. We don't, okay? But you have to lie and then say your triplex is 30,000 square feet when it's 10,000 square feet. I mean, you have to constantly, if your building's 63 stories, you have to say it's 73 stories. Everything, the greed, the lie, it's just everything. Your cases aren't going away. You could try to whine your way out of it in your posts. You can try to rant and rave like a lunatic. Your cases aren't going away. And I hope what everyone saw and watched, whether you're watching Legal AF, the MeidasTouch show, is how the wheels of justice turn to get us here. And I know it's slow and frustrating. And then maybe in Colorado, you're like, wow, could the judge find that he's an insurrectionist, but he's not disqualified and saying that he's not an officer for purpose of the 14th Amendment, Section 3? Justice, the wheels of justice, they're always going to have their ups and downs, but it's the arc. Is it moving in the right direction? And we can see by just his erratic, and it's getting reckless and more reckless. It's always deranged. It's just reaching new depths of recklessness. Keep following it, folks. Keep following what's going on here. You're going to see this develop even more and more and more. Stay calm. Get the facts out. Don't be intimidated by this fascist crap. Okay? Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers. Thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Have a good one.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.